friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing really well. So typically I wouldn't post a book haul this close to the last book haul, but like I've said in the past few videos, I'm a little bit behind, and that one was late being re-released, and Matthew and I had gone out thrifting quite a few times since that one was filmed, which was around the beginning of October. So I have quite a few more books to show you, and I'm so excited about some of these. Some of them are definitely, I wouldn't put them in holy grail status, but definitely ones that I've been looking for my shelf specifically. So as you can see, I'm still doing a little bit of reorganizing in the library, taking my time, making sure everything is cataloged, and getting all the shelves kind of put back together. As I've explained, we did a little bit of renovation in here, and I've got some more shelves put up. I've got some painting done in here and some reorganizing and all of that kind of thing. So stay tuned. Before the end of the year, I will definitely be doing not only a library tour, but a full house tour of everything that I've been working on. So starting right in with the YA and middle grade books, I did find one in the Sleepover Friends series. This one is not in great condition. It does have a rip in the back, but for the sake of $1.79, I did go ahead and grab it because I do find these really hard to find in the wild. Most of the ones in my collection, I have found some over the past year or so, probably, I think this is my third. But what's really nice about this one is it actually still, it was belonged to the Kenneth Kearns School in Sherwood Park, Alberta. So it has the school stamp on there, and it also has the original library checkout envelope here, and it dates right back to 1990 with the people who checked this book out. And when I opened it up and I saw that, I thought it was really super special. So this is number 14 in the series, Lauren Takes Charge, and is by Susan Saunders. So like I said, I think I've only found 3 in the wild. The rest of them I've had to buy off of Etsy or Marketplace or whatever. So I was really super excited to find that one. And next up, I loved the cover on this, and I've heard about this book, but I've never ever read it. So this is one out of the Frightville series. This is number 1, Don't Let the Doll In by Mike Ford. So look at that creepy doll on the cover. So I've been kind of craving creepy dolls lately. I have a few ideas of things that I want to read upcoming. I'm going to be doing a catch-up video, I think, coming up here. I might film it tomorrow, of what I'm planning on doing for the rest of this year and kind of what I want to do kind of leading into next year. But I've definitely been craving creepy dolls. So this one was a great find because it's one that I've been looking for. I don't own any other ones in this series. Finding number 1 in the series was really great, and finding one with the creepy doll on the cover made it even that much better. And then I did find a couple in the Babysitters Club series. So these ones, again, are really not in great condition, but they're ones that are higher in the series, higher numbers. So they're a little bit more rare as there was less printed as they got up into the higher numbers. And I've never actually seen these ones before. So I have number 75, Jesse's Horrible Prank. And like I said, it's not in good condition. There's stickers, it's all creased up and banged up. But I didn't know if I would ever see this one again, so I was happy to grab it. And then we have number 78, Claudia and Crazy Peaches. So this has a little bit of a funny cover on it. And it also has the stamp. I have this on a couple of them. 100 million books, 100 million friends. So that, I guess, once they sold 100 million of the Babysitters Club book, they started putting those on the front. So really super excited to have ones that are higher in the series. I've got to look to see how close I'm getting to actually having that completed now. When I go out, usually all the Babysitters Club that I find are ones that I already own, obviously. So it was really great to find 2 on the same day that I don't have. And we did find some Sweet Valley. So starting right back at Sweet Valley Kids. So this one is number 59. So definitely one that I don't have already. Jessica plus Jessica equals Trouble. So I don't have a whole lot in the Sweet Valley Kids, I must say. I have quite a few in the Sweet Valley Twins, and then of course up into the high, but not a whole lot in the kids, so I was excited to find that one. And then speaking of the Sweet Valley Twins themselves, we have number 3, The Haunted House, and this one is in great condition. I think I might try to stick this one in before the end of the year. I've been craving ghosts again. I know I just did a ghosty month for my birthday month, which was in July, but I've been craving haunted houses and ghosts again, so maybe I'll try to stick that one in. This one, number 10, One of the Gang. And then we have number 16. So like I said, all of these are in really, really great condition. They were obviously very well loved, but sat on someone's shelf for a long, long time. So we have number 16, Second Best. And I'm not sure how many Sweet Valley Twins books there are. I'm going to have to look that up. And I have quite a few, so I'm going to have to see how close I am to getting my collection completed. And then we did find 2 in the Sweet Valley High series, higher numbers. So we found number 123, Elizabeth's Rival. So I was excited to find this one. And then number 125, it's unfortunate 124 wasn't with them. 125, Camp Killer. So this one looks really, really good. I love anything that, you know, has to do with kids around a campfire. You know, it has those summer vibes from high school, and you can see there's actually an axe murderer here in the background. So I thought that was really, really fun, and it has the stamp on it now, a hit TV series. So I was excited to find this one. It's in okay condition. These ones, you know, the Sweet Valley Twins were great, and these 2, the Sweet Valley High ones, are definitely in decent condition for versus kind of what I see sometimes when I'm out and about. So getting into some of the other middle grade and YA that aren't specifically horror and not specifically collections that we already collect, we have an Apple paperback that has the vintage cover that I always talk about, these vintage covers with the frame, and it has the purple and the little kind of spike up here with the apple by it. It just reminds me so much of my childhood. It reminds me so much of my elementary school library. So this is The Forgotten Door by Alexander Key, and not one that I've read before, but it sounds like a fantastic adventure. It says, John has lost his memory. He can't remember who he is or where he came from. He only knows he fell through the forgotten door to a strange planet, Earth, and he's in great danger. Injured from his fall, he has to find someone who will help him. So that's all I wanted to know from that. It sounds like a great adventure, but more so I bought it because it's part of that nostalgic sort of collection of Apple paperbacks from my childhood. I did find a Lois Duncan out and about on my travels that I don't own. So this one is They Never Came Home. And I have to say, I mean, I own quite a few in the Lois Duncan collection now. And I'm trying to get all the same kind of covers and fonts so I can have some symmetry in my collection, because right now it's kind of bouncing back and forth between 2 different cover styles. But the other thing is I've never actually read any Lois Duncan. So she's one author that I definitely want to try to pick up next year. I want to try to read more of my vintage collection next year. Obviously I do collect them because they're out of print, but I do want to read more of my vintage collection next year. So I think I might try to pick up one of the Lois Duncans. In my last video where I gave some witchy book recommendations, I talked about this one, The Witch of Blackbird Pond by Elizabeth George Spear. And so this is an award-winning book. It's a fantastic book. It's one of my favorite books of all time. But I don't have a copy for my shelf. And this one is in acceptable condition. It's even looking a bit better than when I picked it up. It was quite bent. But once I get it up on the shelf, I think it'll do a little bit better. But I absolutely love the cover on this. And it really does capture the whole vibe of that story. So if you've never read The Witch of Blackbird Pond, I would highly recommend it. I know most people probably who watch this channel have, but I only read it a couple of years ago and absolutely loved it. I've been wanting to do a reread. I got one out of another. Actually, this is a collection that I do collect. This is the Left Behind the Kids series, and it's kind of a Christian sci-fi series, which is kind of funny. But it sounds really good, and I don't know why I wanted to collect them. I just thought they would be cheesy and hilarious. So this is number 9, The Struggle to Survive. So I think it's kind of like an apocalyptic sort of thing with these kids. Not really too sure. I don't really usually get into synopses too much in these videos because I usually have so many books to go through that, you know, I might just give a little bit of the blurb on the front and that's about it. So along the same lines of kind of sci-fi middle grade into YA, we have this one, Abduction, and I love the cover. Has that classic sort of alien look, and it says Here, Now, No Escape by Rodman Pilbrick and Lynn Hartnett. And it's about this girl who has like a memory blackout, but she sees images flash through her mind like dark probing eyes, cold disturbing hands, cryptic churning sounds, aliens. Mandy is not alone. Luke has also been disappearing. Together, Mandy and Luke must resist their captors before it's too late. So that sounded great. It sounded fantastic for my very, very small sci-fi collection. I don't read a whole lot of sci-fi, but Matthew especially likes aliens. So I wanted to get that one. And I'll probably try to pick it up when I'm in that sci-fi kind of mood. Along the same lines of aliens, we do have a Bruce Coville. So this is part of a whole kind of mini series. So this one is My Teacher is an Alien. There's other ones like My Teacher Flunked the Planet, I think is another one. So I do have a couple in this series. So I thought this was really, really fun because this was one I didn't own. The only unfortunate thing is the ones that I do have are kind of the larger paperbacks, and this one is the smaller one. So I'll keep an eye out for one that has the same cover style as the other one, but I wanted to go ahead and grab it, you know, for the sake of the $1.75. A couple of random kind of suspense, adventure, contemporary kind of books, I guess you would say. This one I specifically picked up because it says right on the cover, it says a novel of suspense. And I was like, oh, this looks good. So when I first took in the front cover, it's a Fawcett Juniper, which I know they do really great books. This is The House in the Woods by Isabel Holland. And like I said, it says a novel of suspense right on the front. So you can see this girl, but off in the background, you can see this like really creepy Victorian looking house. So when I kind of took in everything that was going on in the cover here, I didn't even need to read the back. I just went ahead and grabbed it. And I have quite a few in the Fawcett Juniper now, I have to say. Is this another one? No. And this one is A Really Weird Summer by Eloise Jarvis McGraw. Nels finds his way into a secret world and makes a new friend. So by what's going on here on the cover, it looks like he steps kind of through a mirror and goes into an alternate kind of world or goes back in time, which really reminds me, as soon as I saw it, it reminded me of The Root Cellar, which was one of my favorite books that I read when I was a kid. So I had to pick that one up because I think it's going to be along the same lines, and I loved that other one. This one, getting into some fantasy. So this is The Maze in the Heart of the Castle by Dorothy Gilman. He was a boy of the Middle Ages, and he was about to enter a land where magic reigned supreme. So this is another Fawcett Juniper. So all of that together, the cover, the fact that it takes place in the Middle Ages, is a Fawcett Juniper book. It looks great. I had to go ahead and grab it and put it in with my fantasy collection. And also, speaking of fantasy, I found this one. So if you watch my hauls, you'll know that I've started collecting these books by Tamara Pierce. So this is part of the Circle Opens series, which I believe I do have the first 3 now in that series. And this is book number 4, The Shattered Glass. So definitely had to go ahead and pick this one up. I don't read a whole lot of fantasy. I don't read or watch a whole lot of fantasy, but it is a genre that I absolutely love, especially when it comes to middle grade and YA. And I love that there's a dragon on the front. And if you know anything about me, you know that I love dragons, and their name is always Gorbash. And then I did find one in the Grandma's Attic series. Are these numbered? No. I think I have 1 or 2 other ones in the Grandma's Attic. Usually they have like a subtitle on them, but you can see it's kind of that pioneer sort of style timeline, like the kind of like Little House on the Prairie sort of timeline. So I had to go ahead and grab that one. I think, like I said, I think I have 1 or 2 other ones in Grandma's Attic. Let me know if it's a series that you've ever read as a kid, because it looks like it's a lot of fun. And then I scored quite a few in kind of the YA romance sort of section. the other night. I think it was the last time I was at the thrift store, and I've never heard of these before, but they look so super cheesy. I just had to have them for the collection. My romance collection is getting ridiculously big. So these first two, these are by Marilyn Sachs, and it doesn't say like a main sort of series, but they are Avon Flair books. So this one is Baby Sister. Her sister was everything Penny could never be, but Penny found something else. And you definitely have those Sears model kind of characters on the front here from the 90s. It looks so good. And this one is almost 15, and it says nothing can take the place of romantic dreams except real live love, again by Marilyn Sachs, and again with the Sears models on the cover from the 90s. So for the sake, like I got these for, you know, $1.75 each. For the sake of that, I definitely went ahead and grabbed them. They're definitely nostalgic feeling from the time that I grew up. The covers make me laugh, and I will definitely be picking some of these up at some point in the new year. And then at the same night that I found these, which it was like a random weeknight that we went to the thrift store, which never happens. Usually our thrifting is done on the weekends. But I found a whole slew by this author, Sherry Bennett, who I've never heard of before, but she has several series of that sort of 90s time period romance, which we all know that I love. I think it's just super cheesy. So I have one in the Surviving 16 series. This is Only Love Can Break Your Heart. And the characters, all I can think of is like the original 90210 characters. Like this looks like Jason Priestley in the middle here, for sure. So if you've ever heard of the Surviving 16 series, let me know. And then I found I found a bunch by this author, but it's all from her different series. So this is from her Sunset series, I think it's called. So this is the Sunset Island series. Yeah, so this is Sunset Fling. We have Sunset Farewell. And like I said, just look at the amazing cover art here. Sunset Reunion. So I have 3 out of that series. And again, it looks totally like 90210 kind of characters. And this revolves around these 3 girls who are friends, Carrie, Sam, and Emma. And they get like summer jobs kind of thing, I guess probably at a beach club. So again, it very much has that 90210 kind of feel to it, which I'm sure is what they were going for. And then this is one of her other series. This is Wild Hearts. So we've got Wild Hearts Hot Winter Nights. And again with the 90210 looking characters, because this definitely looks like Steve Saunders here right on the front. I laughed so hard when I saw these. Just look at this. This is fantastic. This brings me so much joy. And then we have Wild Hearts on Fire. Same sort of thing. Very 90s, very nostalgic. And it just really, really makes my heart soar when I see stuff like this. So I definitely want to pick up, I keep saying this, I definitely want to pick up some of my romance collection in the new year, because I think it'll just be like light popcorn reads that are just going to make me happy. Okay, so we did find some for the movie and show novelization shelf. So if you watched, I believe it was in my last haul. I can't entirely recall. It might have been the one before. But I did find one in the Salem's Tales kind of spin-off novelization of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So I just checked my shelf. The other one that I have is number 6, and this one is number 2. So it's so funny because like there's book series out there that I don't even know about, I've never heard of, I didn't know about this spin-off, and now it's like every time I'm out I'm finding one. So really super excited to put that one into the Sabrina collection. And then we found another full house. This is the Stephanie section, The Secret's Out, based on the hit series. So I believe I have 1 or 2 other Stephanie books and 1 Michelle. So I'll put that in with my my full house section. And then again, I said in my last book haul, I don't have any out of the Clueless novelizations, and the one that I found was from the show, and I mentioned that I didn't have any that were direct spin-offs of the movie. Now I do. So this is, this has Cher on the front, and it says, achieving personal perfection. Has Cher gone Hollywood, or has she gone totally whack? So we have Alicia Silverstone on the front here. So I was super excited to find this, and I paid way more for this book than I would normally pay. For a secondhand book, I paid $4. So it says, all roads lead to Hollywood. So I was super excited to find that, because maybe I put it out into the, you know, into the universe that I needed one that was a direct spin-off of the movie. I'm going to put this one on the bottom because it's really funny. And then I found two in the Charmed series. Now the funny thing is I've been finding a lot of books like throughout the summer into the early fall that are fantastic finds, like ones that you would never normally see out in the wild, and all of them are ex-library copies. And I think it was because libraries have been kind of weeding out their shelves to bring in different books. School libraries, I mean. And so I do have two out of the Charmed series. So this one has the three original sisters, Beware What You Wish. And it says, visions of evil are everywhere. And then this one is out of the later kind of series because it has Rose McGowan. Mist and Stone, can the charmed ones prevent an evil that is predestined? Sorry, it was hard to read the font there. So this one is a little bit later. So super excited to find some more Charmed. I didn't see any Charmed ever before this year. And, you know, I've just been finding them like every other time that I'm out, I'm finding them now. This one was super funny. So it's going to be a little bit of a long walk talking about this book, but I did find it, and I grabbed it, like I said, for the sake of $1.75. I went ahead and grabbed it for my movie and show novelization shelf. So this is a novelization of The Young and the Restless, One Shining Moment. So yes, the soap opera, The Young and the Restless. When was this from? I can't find a year on it. I'd have to look it up. But I specifically wanted this one because I didn't watch a whole lot of soap operas like when I was growing up or anything like that. Days of Our Lives I kind of got into a little bit when I was like late teens, early 20s. But Young and the Restless was one that I never ever used to watch. But I got this one, first of all, because it's just hilarious to me that there's a novelization of this. It looks fantastic with that 60s sort of style cover. And but I got this one specifically because I remember when I was growing up, when I was a child, like young child, like preschool kind of age, the lady that used to watch me throughout the day, or like, you know, we had half days for kindergarten and stuff, she always used to watch like back-to-back Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless, General Hospital, all of those ones. And I can hear the theme music playing in my head because it always came on like around that afternoon time. So I always say that Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless specifically taste like SpaghettiOs, because she would always sit us down with like either SpaghettiOs or macaroni and cheese or something and toast, and I remember the theme music playing in the background. So this, for the sake of $1.75, was a total nostalgia buy, because every time I look at it now, it just makes me chuckle. It makes me think of being 5 years old and eating SpaghettiOs. Yes, I'm really that weird. Okay, so this one, like I said, there was one in here that is not a holy grail find, but is definitely one that I was super excited. Never seen it in the wild, and it's really expensive to get off of like eBay or Etsy or anything. So this is a Point Horror, The Prom Dress, and one that I've been looking for quite some time in the wild. I love the glowing dress. I can't wait to read this. Like I said, I do want to read more of my vintage collection next year, and it was less than $2, and it's in great condition. And you know, it just has the classic point across the top and everything. I was so super excited to find something for the Point Horror shelf, because it's been such a long time since I found anything for that shelf specifically. So there you guys go. That's all the new books that I've hauled. I need to get these de-stickered and cataloged and up on the shelves. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and leave me a question or comment down below, because you know I love chatting with you guys. But until next time, stay spooky, everybody. Bye.